right, so for those that are joining us online or wherever you're watching this from, or it's recorded, or you're watching on YouTube, whether live or not live, it doesn't matter really, but we're just summing up a class. It's been an amazing class, really exciting, right? It's been really great. We've been diving into a subject for this week, and it's been about how to beat fear, right? Very, very important subject. I've received so many comments, I've received so many messages about, people trying to tell me, well, I want to do this, but I'm scared and all of this stuff. Now, you guys that have been here, I know you're sorted. And I'm just going to make this quick for those that will watch this recorded on YouTube or wherever you watch it from, so you get the best out of it, right? These classes hold every 2 weeks. Now, they are not yet public. I will make them public as, situation gets better in London. But for now, it's by invite. So if you want to really join them, whether you want to just, join in online, or you just want to come over and, and be part of the class, it's exciting stuff that happens here over the weekends. It's really cool. It's really chill. But I share information that's really to help you to go to the next and highest level of your life in anything that you really want to do. It doesn't really matter, right? This is a very important subject, fear. There are many types of fear, very many. Some of them are really, probably helpful. Sometimes you've heard about people say, the fear of, it's called the fear of death or something like that. Well, let's say you look down the building, you're on the topmost floor, and then you look down and you're like, whoa, I won't go down there. Because if you didn't have that kind of fear, maybe you wouldn't. You would probably just, walk down there. And of course, that would kill you. So that type of fear is quite good. But there is this type that doesn't let you rest. That's the one, that evil one. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The one that's stopping you from really taking steps that you really know you're supposed to take. Now, that's the kind of fear that I want to talk about today, right? And we've had this subject all weekend. It's been really amazing, right? But I'm just going to summarize for you exactly what we've shared, right? So there are many things happen, but I'll tell you what, most of them are actually caused by this thing. So many unnecessary stuff that you go through that's really, really coming from one point, and that's fear, right? Now I'm going to share we've summed up everything that we've shared into one solution, one answer. What is the answer? How do you stop fear? I have one answer for you. One thing that you will do that will beat fear flat, and you will never have to worry again, right? Of course, you will face the worry, but whatever your reaction is, it will smack it in the face. You will slap fear, and you will never have to worry, ever have to worry again, right? So there are many things that come around. There is doubt, there is fear, there is things to do with depression. All of those things are unnecessary, and I hope you agree with me on that. They are actually unnecessary. Depression really gives you more harm than it does any good, if it ever did, because there is nothing good in there, right? But I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna dive into the solution right now. And the only solution to really to beating fear is, I'm gonna write it here using a different color as well, and that's relentless motion. This is the answer. This is the answer to fear. Relentless motion is the answer to fear, right? And when you talk about relentless motion, what is it? What am I talking about? I'm talking about physical motion, whether it's mental motion, whether it's any type of motion, right? Physical, mental, spiritual, just move, right? Have something going on in your life. Of course, something good. Have something going on. Take steps toward, right? You've heard of, I think somebody said, when you fight, make sure you're fighting forward. You're moving forward. Take steps forward, right? And that's Japanese kind of fighting. That's the methodology that they use. You know, fight forward every time, right? So the biggest problem is fear. But I'll tell you what, this is the number one solution. Relentless motion. If you keep moving, nothing will stop you, right? Let's say you're running a business, you want to be ready, you want to build a great business. You face challenges, you face, stuff will come along the way. All you gotta do is move. Make sure you're always pitching. Make sure you're always on the offensive, right? There is no time to have a break. And this is the lie that we've bought into. One of the greatest lies is work-life balance, right? Now, if you really love what to do, and I'll tell you what, you can actually get to love what you do. You can get to love it. You can create the love. You can generate it. Anything is possible. And all of those things begin with the way, your attitude. Your attitude can formulate even what wasn't existent. So, for example, if you had a bad attitude towards your work, you can just start to say to yourself every day, make some effort. Say, well, I love my work. I find it fun. I find it fancy. I find it joyful to do what I do. That will get you there, right? So, of course, that happens, and you get into that place where you love what you do, right? Always be on the offensive. Always take steps forward. Always do something that is getting you better and better each and every day. Work-life balance is a lie. You know why? Because you're always going to try to work hard, right? Working hard is great. I mean, it's great. But I'm talking about a situation where you have to work hard in the sense of I'm working hard, I'm going through the tough days and all of that. Man, if you're not having a time of your life doing what you're doing, you do something about it. Do something about it. If you have to quit. If you have to start something that you love, do it. If you have to generate the love for what you're doing, do it. But I'm telling you, work-life balance doesn't exist. You must be alive when you're working, right? Because if you're not, then you're going to burn out. You're going to waste a lot of time, right? So, relentless motion, whatever step you have to take to get moving. That's the answer. That's the answer. There is no time to sleep. There is no time. I'll tell you what, when you begin to sleep, you're dead. You're literally dead, And I'll give you an example. This is probably something that we could relate to. Let's say you walk into a park. You just go into a park and you find a fox. It's lying down and it's probably, not moving, right? So you touch it, you try to poke it, and it's not moving. What do you say? The answer is one. Somebody passing by might ask you, is that fox dead or is he alive? And you say, well, he's dead, he's not moving. Anything that's not moving is dead, right? And that's what fear does. It kills you. It brings about procrastination. It brings about all of these kind of things, doubt. It brings about depression. Now, all of those things are actually killing you every single day. So all you gotta do is to move. Have something going on in your life. Make sure you have something happening, something about to happen, and something you have an idea of what will happen. That's number one way to actually beat fear. I'll tell you. That's number one way to beat fear, and to beat it all your life. You gotta move. I'll read you a quote by Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. If you haven't read about Harriet Tubman, you can just do a Google and read about her. She's one of those women that actually commanded the U.S. Army. You know, one of actually probably the first and the only. I'm not sure about today's kind of things, but she was the first woman to command the U.S. Army. Now I'll read this about Tubman. There's a quote, right? She said, "If you hear the dogs, keep moving. If you see the torches in the woods, keep going. If there is shouting after you, keep going. Don't ever stop. Keep going if you want a taste of freedom. Keep going." Wow, that was Tubman, right? That was Harriet Tubman. She said, keep moving. If you want a taste of freedom, and I'll say to you today, if you want a taste of life, if you want to live and live the life that you really want, always be on the move. And I'm not talking about being up and about. I'm talking about strategically, be on the move, always have something going on, always pitch, always be on the offensive, producing content, finding out what's next. That's all you gotta do to beat this giant, right? Fear can actually be beaten. I'm not saying you're not gonna, encounter fear again, but when you know how to beat it, you can always reproduce the same kind of way, the same kind of strategy, and you will always win. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this actually helps you to get started, relentless motion. Make a plan. Even right now, after watching this video, make a plan. Write down what you want to do. Get started. It doesn't matter whether don't look at what you don't have, don't look at what's missing. Just get started immediately. And you, my friend, will always be a winner if you do just that, right? So thank you. And if this was really helpful, make sure you subscribe to this channel. On this channel, I teach you how to become exceptional, teach you how to be the greatest version of yourself, because there will never be anyone like you. And I also teach you how to start your own business, to become exceptional, right? In your own business, to 10x. Anything that gets you to that next and highest level of life is what I share on this channel. You never find my content anywhere else, right? So thank you very much, and share this, subscribe to this channel, share this. Those are the first actions that I encourage you to take. Remember, anything that you do without action, or you watch without action, or you go to a class and you never take action is a waste, because you're never going to learn. One primary way in which we learn as human beings is by doing, right? So thank you very much, and have a beautiful week ahead.